Hello YouTube fam, how y'all doing? So let me make sure I don't cover the microphone. Happy day, happy evening. Look at this beauty. Look at the waters, just so peaceful and calm. And then look at the sky. Let's see, look at this gorgeous sky. Like, wow. What? Today's gift. Every day is a gift. At least that's the way I see it. It's the way I choose to see life. Every day I wake up and my eyes are opened. Oh my goodness. I'm so filled with gratitude and life. There's days that I do wake up and I'm not like, maybe I had a weird dream, maybe even a nightmare. But I, for the most part, just wake up and I just thank God. I thank the universe. I feel like a billionaire when I think about all of my working senses, my hearing, my vision, sense of smell, sense of taste. I'm a foodie, so I am so happy to have my sense of taste and enjoy delicious food, either cooked by me, my daughter, my sons, or when I go out to a nice restaurant and just take it all in the wine or a nice glass of champagne. Woo! Love me some champagne. I could do wine too. But regardless, it's just another opportunity for us to be grateful. And I do that as much as possible. I thank God, and then I have my little prayers and rituals. And one of them is like, dear universe, thank you for allowing me to see or to find what brings me joy and excitement. Thank you for the abundance that this day brings with it. Like off the top of my head now, I can't remember exactly how my little prayers go, but it's something like that. And then I even have other little prayers that are written down. They're right by my windowsill. And I like to say these little prayers. And then when I go outside to my patio, I have another little prayer. But it's always such a good way to start my day. Beginning it with complete gratitude. And then I get to come and enjoy this peace and enjoy nature and hug a tree or two. Guys, I'm still a little embarrassed to hug trees in front of people. But like, really, who cares, right? Which is like why I make it my business to do it when no one's looking, and at least one tree per walk. Anyway, I was having a lovely conversation today with my life coach, because I am life coach trained, and I still have an opportunity to meet with my own personal life coach every other week. And we were just catching up on what 2024 has been like for us. And it's been amazing to like find ourselves again, or find ourselves for the first time. And get to know ourselves at a deeper level. I mean, I literally was telling her, I'm just like falling in love with myself, which is my wish for everyone, to fall in love with yourselves. You will want nothing but to share this self-love with others. In other words, it'll be easier for you to love the quote-unquote unlovable. You know, because it's so easy to love the ones we love, but man, woo-wee. I've had to build this unconditional love intentionally for my ex-husband. I'll be very honest. And for people that have hurt me in the past or taken advantage of me, learning what my ex-husband's behavior was, like, man, I didn't know that it had a name, but narcissism was there. And his insecurities, that's the way they came through. I just didn't know that that's what it was, or like it had a name. So I've had a lot of realizations, a lot of epiphanies. We've been divorced over 20 years. I divorced him when our daughter, our last child, was a year old, and she's 21 nowadays, almost 22. And I've said it before and I will say it again, the best decision I made was to divorce. And I have not looked back. If anything, it has allowed me to really know me, accept me, find my self-worth. I think he had maybe initially good intentions, but that's also kind of like the things that happen with first marriages. You're kind of growing up together. So either you grow together all the way, or you grow together and then apart, because there's no balance there in the growth. And I always used to believe, like, wow, he's read so much, he's so intelligent. I always used to think, oh God, he's so much smarter than me. Almost like he was a better person than me, actually, which was not the case. I'm not better than him, he's not better than me. But I really thought that he was better than me back in the days. And I found out after divorcing him that I am the powerful one with a very high sense of responsibility. I took on those 4 kids like a champ, and I did not give it any energy. Where he was, what was he doing, who he was with. I was just happy to be on my own and free, just taking care of me and my 4 kids, because he disappeared pretty much. Like basically from the courthouse, he took off. And always running away. Always running away from the responsibilities at hand. But again, I put on my blinders and just looked forward, looked ahead, and told myself, the same way that God gave me these children, God is gonna help me raise these 4 children on my own. The house that I chose 3 years prior in 2001, he's gonna help me maintain that house one way or another. And he did. Whew. I lived by faith alone, because living on 1 paycheck, was really not doing it. And not even like I was a VP or something at American Airlines. I was a ticket agent, guys, making 20 something an hour, eventually up to the max. The max was like $32. I don't know if that's still the case, but even making max pay as a ticket agent was definitely not enough to raise 4 kids on my own. But one way or another, borrowing from Peter to pay Paul, taking money out of my 401k when necessary, just to make sure the mortgage was always paid on time, car note, everything. And every so often, be able to buy food. And after a long day at work, it didn't matter. I still had to come home and cook something for these beautiful 4 kids of mine. I'm so glad those days are over, guys. In a sense, because they're all adults now. And now I can look back and just feel proud of myself, because I've done a lot of I read a lot of self-improvement books, done different courses and workshops, and yes, the Bible helped for some time, until I just felt so much shame and guilt for not living up to all of that. But so glad I had my awakening as well. When I had my spiritual awakening, I almost had an awakening to myself. And I guess it goes hand in hand to have an awakening with spirit, because you're connected to spirit. Which is why the same year that I read the book that opened my eyes, and Be Free, Conversations with God by Neale Donald Walsch. That book helped me so much. It answered pretty much every question that I possibly could have about God, about my existence, about my purpose, about what am I doing here? But what am I really doing here? And to find that Jesus's message was to let us know that we were just like him, that we were as powerful as him, that we had the power to heal ourselves and others. And that really freed me so much to understand and to learn that I was a highly evolved being the whole time, an HEB, like Neale Donald Walsch calls it in his book, and how he explains that that we're all highly evolved beings. Guys, that book freed me on every possible level you can think of. Emotionally, spiritually, physically, psychologically. And the beautiful thing about that knowledge, that wisdom that's in that book, is that I've read it 3 times in my life. Ever since I read it in 2001, I read it again, I think 13 years later. And you would have thought I had never read this thing, because I had grown. I'd grown a lot. And now it had a different meaning. And then I reread it again in 2020 when my sweetheart passed away, my second husband. And it had a totally different meaning again. So I love that book. I so highly recommend, if you guys have questions about your existence, about God, about religion, politics, anything, that book will answer a lot and will allow you to understand why things are the way they are, you know, even like our behavior and how to behave towards others. But for me, initially, what it did is free me from religion, the dogmas, the lies. And it helped me also understand the sexual abuse that I experienced during my childhood, teenage, preteen years. Yeah, into my teens actually. But I have grown from victimhood to being victorious. So from victim to victorious. And I love where I am. I love that I can listen. I'm still growing and evolving. So I've had to revisit my feelings and ideas about my ex-husband over and over. Like whenever I grow a little bit more or evolve, I revisit those memories. Not often, no, not for too long. Only remember it so I can see where I'm at. And if there's an improvement that I can, any improvements that I can do at that moment, at that point in my life, that will only help me grow. And during COVID, my ex-husband had spent some time here at his mom's place in Florida, and we kind of became friends. So I saw him in a different light, but then he showed me again who he was, and that you only change if you really want to change and if you're ready. I am still in, not awe, but I was in awe when he showed me his true colors again. But in disbelief, because I really thought he had grown. Bless his heart. He's got some ways to go there. Not judging him, and just talking about like my personal experience with him. Still, you know what? I don't even want to say anything else about that. But I'm just happy that I divorced him when I did, and I learned to take care of myself and my kids on my own. And then I had the most beautiful 12 years with an incredible soul, an incredible human being. These bugs. That had no problem taking on the responsibility of me and 4 children. He adored me and them equally. And that shit will make you fall in love with someone when you see the way they treat your children, this person treats your children, and his generosity towards us on so many levels. I'm so deeply grateful for having him show me different parts of me, beautiful different parts of me. So you know how some people bring out the worst? Anyway, he brought out the best in me. Only the best. And I know that what I'm doing nowadays, speaking my truth, expressing myself, sharing my story, my wisdom, my life experience, is what he wanted for me. while he was alive. And I want to say kind of like I'm sorry that I didn't really do that while he was alive, but I don't think it was the time. I was not ready. I am ready now. And I think he's like giving me these gentle nudges and pushes from the other side of the veil. I feel his presence so much. I know he only left in the physical, but he's very much still around me in my life. And I will ask for his wisdom when I need it. I will ask for his knowledge. I will ask for even his love from the other side. And he responds. He responds through people, through a feather, a bird, a squirrel in my backyard. His messages are beautiful. And I'm kind of going in a lot of different places, but I will bring it back to gratitude. One thing that I have learned that I'm very clear on is that my deep gratitude to God, to Source, to Universe, my deep gratitude to myself has opened doors and will continue to do so. I am a witness to that on so many levels, guys. Don't tire of doing good, and don't tire of being grateful. You will only get back beautiful gifts from God. I love that I have this health. I can take daily walks. I'm just extremely grateful for all of it. I'm so grateful for DoDash, again, for igniting this fire that just needed like that little spark, because I've been wanting to share my stories and just didn't know how or, you know, like which way. I thought it was via Instagram, but I'm very happy here on YouTube. So I'm so grateful for YouTube and the opportunity that it's giving us, this platform. Anyhow, woo! This is a long video. I'm gonna end it. Thank you guys for your support. Thank you for visiting my page. For the ones that have supported me, been supporting me, and for the new ones that are coming, that are on their way to find me. Love you all so much. And if no one's told you today, you are precious. You are precious. Know that I love you. Sending you hugs and besitos, kisses. Until next time it is. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Mwah. Bye.